So, Soviet Jump game came out earlier today on Steam, and it is completely free to play, so I figured I would make a video on what is this game, and how do we play it, and kind of give some thoughts on it. So, the game itself is a Battle Royale styled game, and it's kind of different in the sense that it's a 2D side-scroller, but it kind of has like different elements from like Mario. I can see as a big influence, where it's kind of got the same controls where if you're running and you jump a little bit higher, and there's like these little blocks that you have to hit to get upgrades out of, and then there's all kinds of different upgrades that you can get that have different sort of abilities and stuff like that that you're going to kind of use to combat each other in this arena style little side-scrolling game. So as far as it goes, you spawn in and you match make a little bit, and I mean, it's only the first day, so there's a lot of people playing, but I got into matches pretty instantly as soon as I hit match make. But you drop into a little lobby where you can actually go and check out each of the power-ups, and then you get dropped into the actual little like section. I guess this would be like the equivalent to like where you're dropping in like other Battle Royale games, but you pick a tube, and you can tell by the background of the tube which area you're going to be dropping into. As you can see right here, I'm dropping into the sewers because I'm on the lower section, but you jump in the little tube. It only holds 3 people per tube, so that way you're not spawning super close together, but you drop into the map, and then you can run around and kind of just, you know, platform as you're looking for these little blocks and stuff, so that way you can get power-ups. From here, your main form of combat is basically just going to be jumping on top of their heads. If you find anyone or these little enemies that can sometimes jump out of the blocks at you, you're basically just going to try to jump on its head, so that way you can eliminate it. If a player has an upgrade or something like that, depending on what upgrade it is, you'll hit that player by jumping on their head. Or if you have a power-up that has an ability to, like, you know, hit something, you'll hit them, and then they'll either downgrade back to their small phase, kind of like if in a Mario game you would become small Mario again, where you'd be one shot or you die, or if they have certain upgrades, like there's like kind of like those little dolls that go inside of each other, because it's all sort of like Russian themed, I guess. But if you get that power up, it gives you 2 extra hits before you're back to normal, so it's kind of like an armor upgrade, I guess. But yeah, so you're just trying not to get hit, and you're trying to either jump on top of other people and just, you know, obviously main goal of any Battle Royale is be the last one standing. So let's go over some of the upgrades that you can go through. There's a regular potato. This is basically just going to give you, like, comparing it to Mario again, this basically just makes you big Mario. It just gives you 1 extra hit, so that way you don't die immediately if you get, you know, take any damage or anything like that. You also have this little green potato, which actually just deals damage to you, so it's kind of like if you're, you know, being really quick and you hit a block and try to grab the power up out of it, you know, sometimes you might get this and it might kill you or damage you and knock your upgrade off or whatever it may be, so obviously try to avoid those. Next you have this little, like, on the screen right now, it's that one on the far left. It's like a little, like, babushka doll. I don't know what to call it, but that one's basically the armor one that I was talking about earlier, where once you grab it, it puts this big suit of, like, armor on you, basically, where you can get hit twice in that, and then it brings you back down to your small form, so basically just gives you extra hits, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have the Beehive. This one pretty much makes you just like a little beekeeper, and you throw these beehives out, and they just have little bees around them and everything, and if they get too close to them, they take damage and everything from that. And you kind of get to aim this one a little bit. It just gives you one of those little moving cursors, and you choose when to throw it. Next up, we have it's like a little block. It lets you jump up in the air and kind of disguise yourself as one of these little blocks that you would normally hit. I guess it would just be more or less just a disguise. And then after that you have it's kind of like a bottle of booze. I guess that's just a reference to the fact that the game is Russian themed, where instead of like a power star from Mario where you're invincible, now you get drunk, and the screen is like all kinds of like flashy colors and stuff like that, and it kind of disorients your screen, but you're invincible while you're in this state, so pretty helpful. After that, there's also like a little baseball upgrade that you can get, which pretty much turns you into a baseball player, where you get a bat that you can swing. I thought this was going to be my favorite one because, you know, you get up close and personal with them, but it doesn't actually deal damage. You just knock them back. So you have to play it more strategic, I guess, with this one, as where you're going to try to knock them either off the map into like one of the little pits and kill them like that, or knock them into some sort of like map hazard or enemy or something like that. So not my favorite, but it's still pretty cool. After that, we have the little egg, which is, it basically puts like a little duck or like a bird on you, and you can use that to kind of extend your jumps and stuff like that, and keep like flapping his wings as you move through the map. Definitely helpful for some of the harder little like platformer areas, but it's not really useful for like attacking someone per se, unless you're just trying to stay above them at all times, so that way you can kind of get like the drop on their head or anything like that. In that case, it would be kind of helpful, but yeah, pretty much it for that one. Next up, we have the grenade. This one's actually kind of cool because it gives you like a little grenade suit. And when you have this one, you can actually jump up in the air and then hold down and whatever your attack button is bound to, and it will actually like put a grenade around you, and you drop to the floor, and then it kind of like explodes on the ground a little bit, and it'll deal damage to anybody like in the immediate area. It can be a little bit tricky to aim, but it's still kind of a cool one. Next up, we have the battery. This one's probably my favorite. If anything, it kind of mimics the like fire flower power up from Mario, whereas the sense that you kind of shoot these little like balls out, but it's more lightning based than it is fire. So you just kind of shoot these like little static electricity like balls, and you kind of just aim it down in whichever direction you're facing and kind of try to hit them with that. I like this one because it's definitely got more range to it. Next up, we have the tool bag. This one's not as cool in my opinion, but it's alright. It basically just turns you into like a little worker man, and you throw these little hammers or sickles at the enemy, and they kind of like arc over, kind of like the Hammer Bros would from Mario. So this one's okay. Not my favorite by any means, but still good. And then last but not least, we have the like, I guess it's like a tank upgrade. This one's probably the coolest one in my opinion. Because it puts you in like this little tank like outfit, I guess, and you like get to shoot 3 of these little tank missiles, or like they look more like cannonballs to me, but you shoot them and they make their way across the screen. You can only shoot 3 at a time though, so that can be a little tricky, I guess, so you have to kind of like aim it correctly because they only go straight. But I mean, this one's definitely a really cool one in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the upgrades. After that, you're basically just running in and queuing up for games, and playing and trying to be the last one left alive. After you finish each game, depending on how like far you end up making it, or get how many kills or whatever, or coins you collect, it gives you more score, and the score actually goes towards your level. And as you level up, you get like these little vouchers that you can actually redeem at this little like store, where you like turn a little machine, kind of like I don't know, one of those little vending machines you find at like a store, where you just get like a gumball or something out of it, but it gives you 3 different eggs, and sometimes the eggs have different rarities and everything like that, and they basically just give you like little cosmetic items that whether they change your character, or sometimes they can change like the particle effects, and you can get taunts and just different kinds of stuff like that for your character. So a little bit of like customization there. Obviously it's all RNG based on what you get, but I like that. It's kind of cool. The game is completely free to play, like I said, but it does have a couple of like DLC options on the Steam page. These are obviously completely optional. You have a starter pack and a founders pack, and they just come with various like little, that one of them comes with a character, and then the other one comes with 2 characters, and you get a couple of like those little redeemable tickets that I was talking about earlier, where you can get random items out of those. So nothing crazy. I would just assume that's a way to support the game and kind of show the developers some love, since it is completely free to play anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The only big gripe I have with the game is I noticed that there was a couple of times where like it doesn't seem like it's synced up very well on both ends sometimes, and I would die from like a enemy, and he wasn't even really that close to me or something like that. Just one of those situations where it doesn't seem like you should have died, but you did anyway, because I guess like the latency or just some sort of like network issue. It could have been whether it was on my end or just the servers might be overloaded because it's day 1. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. Hopefully you guys enjoy this game. I actually had a pretty good bit of fun on it, just messing around with it day 1 and everything, and I'll probably play it here and there. Probably not going to be something I play all the time, but it was really fun. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to check out any of my other videos, feel free to do so. Other than that, I will see you guys later.